Good day to you. I'm Achini Abeygunawardene, and my topic for today is effective assessment strategies in early STEAM education. Why is assessment important in early STEAM education? Monitoring progress matters. It's like checking a map on a hike. Assessment helps us see where young learners are in their STEAM journey and identifying strengths and areas for growth. The next reason is that informing instruction, it's just like you wouldn't take someone lost deeper into the forests. You would use assessment guides to adjust our teaching, providing targeted support and challenges based on individual needs. Another reason why it matters is that we need to tailor learning experiences. Every child climbs mountains differently. Assessment helps us design engaging activities and projects that match each learner's pace and interests, fostering a love for STEAM discovery. Now let's look at the traditional evaluation methodologies, where paper and pencil methods were used. First evaluation point was focus, a recall of memorized facts, often through multiple choice or fill in the blank questions. Second method was to find the strengths, easy to administer and grade, provides standardized data for comparisons. Third point is weaknesses. These could be passive and stressful, limiting in assessing creativity, problem solving, and deeper understanding. Examples of traditional methods of evaluation are worksheets, quizzes, and standardized tests. Now let's look at STEAM-friendly evaluations. They are hands-on and engaging. STEAM-friendly evaluation methods give us the focus, demonstrating knowledge and skills through real-world application, collaboration, and creative expressions. Also, through STEAM-friendly evaluation methods, we can find the strengths, more engaging and motivating for students, and it fosters critical thinking, communication, and teamwork. And also the weaknesses can be found out because it requires more planning and time for implementation. Less standardized data for comparison is a problem of STEAM-friendly evaluation methods. Now, let's look at some examples for STEAM-friendly evaluation methodologies. As you know, they are hands-on and engaging. We can do projects and investigations where students build bridges, design gardens, or investigate animal adaptations. Another method of evaluation is presentations and exhibitions. Students showcase their learning through presentations, performances, or interactive exhibits. Portfolios are another method. Here, students collect their work over a time, reflecting their progress and growth. Open-ended questions and discussions are another method. Here, students engage in dialogues that promote deeper understanding and multiple perspectives. Observations are another method of evaluating STEAM-friendly learners. Teachers observe students during activities, assessing their engagement, collaboration, and problem-solving approaches. Now, let's learn how formative assessment is done. It's through observations. During activities and projects and play, teachers observe students' engagement, collaboration, problem-solving approaches, and critical thinking skills. Also, they provide open-ended questions where they encourage dialogue and a deeper understanding through questions that go beyond simple recall of facts. Another point in formative assessment is that the student self-assessment and reflection. Here, we empower students to evaluate their own learning journey and set goals for improvement. Peer assessment is another method used in formative assessment. Here, opportunities are provided for collaborative learning and constructive feedback through peer review of projects and presentations. Now, let's look at how performance-based assessments are done. Here, projects and investigations are done, and that allows students to demonstrate their understanding and creativity through hands-on projects that integrate different STEAM principles. Presentations and exhibitions are done publicly to showcase student work and encourage communication and explanation of learning outcomes. Portfolios are used to collect student work over time, including drafts, sketches, prototypes, and final products to illustrate progress and growth. Now, let's look at how technology and tools are used. First, we'll briefly explore how digital tools and platforms can enhance assessment in early STEM education. Now, I'll give you some examples. We can use educational apps and games that provide interactive learning experiences and collect data on student progress. We can also use online platforms for collaboration and sharing student work. We can give a digital feedback tool where formative assessment and personalized learning pathways are done. Now I'll give you some practical tips. For evaluation, we can offer concrete examples of how these assessment strategies can be implemented in specific STEAM activities or curriculum themes. We can share resources and tools that educators can use to design and implement effective assessment practices. And also consider including a brief case study or a success story of how effective assessment has impacted student learning in early STEAM programs. Now we look at STEAM assessment strategies in action. We are going to take the theme of building and engineering. The activity we can give would be a cardboard city challenge. Students can work in groups to design and build a miniature city using recycled cardboard boxes, paper tubes, and other materials. Now, how are we going to assess this project? We are going to first observe. We have to watch how students collaborate, solve problems, and communicate their ideas during the construction. Next, we are going to look at their presentations, where each group presents their city explaining their design and choices and features. And of course, they will have to answer questions based on the city that they have built. Next would be self-reflection. Here, students can evaluate their contributions and areas for improvement using a checklist or a reflection prompt. Now let's learn how to do a STEAM assessment for a theme of plants and animals. We can give an activity where we get the students to investigate backyard ecosystems. Here, the students can explore their schoolyard or a local park, observing and documenting different plants and animals. So how are we going to assess? We are going to use field journals where students draw sketches, record observations, and answer questions about their findings in a nature journal. Also, we can have group reports where students collaborate to create a presentation or a report on the ecosystem, including their findings and interpretations. We can also use digital tools. Students can use tablets or apps to capture photographs, record sounds, and create interactive presentations about their discoveries. Now, Let me explain some tips for going on a children's nature walk. When we take the children, we have to make sure that they don't bring any phones with them because phones can be disruptive and disturbing. We have to let them play in dirt because exposure to bacteria and germs will help them strengthen their immune system. We as teachers will have to use our imagination to make believe play scenarios with the natural surrounding. For example, we can say, okay, there's a tiger coming. Can you see the tiger in the distance? Now, what are you going to do? So we give them a real world scenario and then we can judge their reactions to that. Also, we can get the students to take home rocks and other little objects to create their own art. We have to keep the children engaged by going on a scavenger hunt. And finally, we have to get all students to journal the sights and the sounds they hear. Now let's do a STEAM assessment for the theme Weather and Climate. The activity we have to give would be to design a rain gauge. Here, the students will design and build their own rain gauge using simple materials like throwaway plastic bottles, tape, and rulers. So the assessment would be performance based, where how we watch how students measure the rainfall over a week and analyze the data using charts and graphs. We have to look at their explanations and reasoning, where we ask the students to explain their design choices and the relationship between the rainfall and weather patterns. Finally, we have to assess them on their creative expression. Students can decorate their rain gauges or their findings in a creative way, like with a poem about weather or a song about weather. That shows us how creative children are and how they can think out of the box. As teachers, you have to remember that you must choose your assessment strategies that align with the learning objectives of your activities, provide clear criteria for students to understand how their work will be evaluated, use a variety of assessment methods to capture the different aspects of learning, and make assessment an ongoing process, giving students regular feedback and opportunities for improvement. Now let's look at the key differences between the traditional evaluation methods and the STEAM evaluation methods. The shift from individual performance to collaborative learning is one difference. STEAM strategies often involve teamwork and peer feedback, fostering communication and social skills. Emphasis on creative expression and application is another difference because STEAM goes beyond memorization and encourages students to apply their knowledge and skills in unique ways. Finally, assessment as a learning tool is used in STEAM because STEAM strategies can be integrated into the learning process itself, provided ongoing feedback and opportunities for improvement. Something that we must remember as teachers. Remember, the goal of assessment is not just to measure, but to inform and empower learning. STEAM-friendly methods offer a more holistic and engaging way to assess young minds, nurturing their natural curiosity and a love for exploration in the world of STEAM. Thank you all for listening to me and have a nice day.